Hello, YouTube. I just watched a video from Silly Yet Succinct, and he was talking about how his work in Sweden and how he mentioned something about when people forget that he's trans, and how it can be nice, but it also causes him dysphoria sometimes in certain situations. For me, it's not the dysphoria. I'm it doesn't that doesn't really come up for me very much now that my body is more and more often, even when I'm naked, to me it looks like a man's body. Albeit I am, in the process of getting myself on a surgery date to get my chest fixed, as I like to put it. But what was I gonna say? I was thinking when I was watching his video about how when people forget I'm trans at work, which happens quite a bit with the guys when they're just socializing with each other and shooting the shit, and I'm part of that, which coincidentally makes me feel great because that's how I felt when I was in junior high, hanging out with all my buddies. They were all guys, and I just felt like one of the guys. Except for when other people reminded me that I wasn't one of the guys, but they weren't my friends. So, it's nice to be a part of that again. But there are times when they forget that I'm trans, and I think they forget that I know what it's like to be on the other end, gender-wise, and they'll just flat out be sexist. And I know there are guys that don't get offended by that, and because they've just always related to just being another guy, whether it's heteronormative or just they're just not sensitive about stuff like that. I myself don't agree with it. I think that if you're gonna be sexist blatantly or not, you're perpetuating the cycle of women not being equal in the society. And if you think that they are, like, that women are treated as equals, I can honestly tell you that's not true. I wish it was. I really, really wish it was. I really wish that women and men were treated the same, given the same opportunities, but that's not the case. We're not there yet. We have a lot of work to do, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way that society raises us up. The media, the politics, the way our countries run things in general, the way that our parents raised us and their parents raised them, the whole women have certain roles bit. That's changed quite a bit since there are a lot of women out there that are in the workforce. However, it hasn't in the sense that people still expect women to be primary caregivers and housekeepers of children, or even just of the home in general. There's still all that old-fashioned expectation, and I'm not saying that some women don't man bash when guys aren't around. They do, and I don't agree with that either. But I find that men say offensive things about women a lot more when the women aren't around than women do about men. And that is a very old-fashioned standard, but it's wrong. And usually when the guys are shooting the shit like that, some of my friends are like very strong feminists. Like some of my trans male friends are very strong feminists, and they'll speak up when that happens. With me, I take a more passive aggressive way of dealing with it. Partly because it's I'm at work and these are my bosses, but and I know that's a bit of a chicken shit thing, but I've always been quite passive aggressive, and when they start talking like that, I generally excuse myself and leave. Or I just don't excuse myself and I get up and I walk away. Sometimes I feel like I should say something, but I don't really know how to go about it. It's just something that particular video made me think of, because he was speaking under certain or how it is to work as a trans person, and how sometimes they forget that you're trans. Well, in my case, this is what happens when they do. Anyway, any thoughts, any feedback, any advice on how to cope with that would be appreciated. I naturally am passive aggressive because I'm quite shy, so I'm getting better. In my personal life, I'm not so passive aggressive, but at work, I definitely am, because I don't like to rock the boat too much. So anyway.